You're live. All right, I'm using the YouTube streaming stuff instead of Google Hangouts, so hopefully this is actually working. I can't, and I have no way of checking that. Let me fire up an extra YouTube page here and see if it actually is working. 1 second. Doesn't look like anybody's watching anyways, or I can't tell. Oh, 2 people are watching. That's great. Can you hear me okay? For some reason, the live chat. Oh, there it is. All right, I had to figure out. All right, I've got both of my monitors set up, my laptop and my monitor, and then the chat is on my uh, on the side of my live dashboard. But I had to change some settings. So, all right, I think we're set up finally. So it looks like I'm all right. Green Ninja's here. Mike's Coasters Adventures, Byron, and Mason. They're all in here, plus a couple other people. Welcome, guys. I hope you guys are all doing well. It's been a while since I've live streamed, so I figured I'm just gonna live stream and hang out with you guys for a while and chat and do a couple of things getting ready for Nebraska Brick Days, which is next week now. That'll be fun. I've got everything over here on my desk is just disassembled locomotives, like a 280 I'm working on, and my S160 is also disassembled. I'm gonna get that back together, make sure I'm ready to go there, and then we'll go. What I usually do is I have 3 large plastic boxes or plastic bins like these. I take those with me to shows and I keep all my stuff in there. I'm probably gonna have to get a 4th one at some point. But what I usually do is just go through those one by one and then pull out things piece by piece. Hopefully not literally piece by piece, but pull things out and then go from there and just kind of make sure that everything is together. I have all the pieces that I need, and I'm not missing anything. So I'm gonna start with my S160. So I know there's one area that I need to double check on, which is the tender. I put everything back in the box after I finished building it, so I just gotta undo the box again. A few extra parts, remote and battery that I don't need because I have my own. Still is an awesome kit though. And if you're on the fence about getting one, well, they're out of stock now. But if you didn't want to deal with the 3D printed parts, they have a new printer and it's a much better printer. So if that was your sticking point, no reason to stick anymore. So I guess that's a good thing. Do I know special ways to build a dome for a steam locomotive, like a sand dome or a steam dome? Because usually they have there's a little bit of difference. They usually are shaped differently. A sand dome is usually, depending on the locomotive, it can be a little bit more rectangular. Steam domes are pretty much exclusively circular in my my little bit of experience. And working on a Niagara, awesome, fantastic. That's very cool. What I usually do for a steam dome, to answer your question, what I usually do for that is could be a couple things depending on the size of the locomotive. I usually use 2x2. I have used, I don't say usually, but I have used 2x2 round plates and like the 2x2 radar dish and stuff like that. That usually does pretty good. You can combine that and get a really nice clean look to it. I also have, let's see, it's like it's one of the older tires, like an actual physical tire, like you'd put on like a vehicle or a road vehicle. One of those that is about 3 studs in diameter. I've found that you can find a way to mount that to the top of your boiler, and then I have a 3x3 radar dish on top of that. That usually works pretty good for a steam dome for on a locomotive that's a little bit larger. And I have never used a dome, anything that's larger than that in size for a steam dome. So you probably won't need to either. Sand domes can be circular sometimes. Again, depending on the locomotive, it's all just very specific. But depends on, like I said, depending on the locomotive, it can be more rectangular. So I have used like designs that use cheese slopes, or the 1 by 1 by 1 1/3 arch brick, or brick modified arch, whatever that piece is. There we go. Just whatever looks best. It's just a lot of trial and error, like everything else. So hopefully that helps a little bit. Oh, Owen's here. Welcome, Owen. What's Nebraska Brick Days? Nebraska Brick Days is an event in Council Bluffs, Iowa, which is funny. Crazy Engines here, Nicholas Ridiculous. Both of you guys, thank you for joining. Yeah, Nebraska Brick Days, funnily enough, takes place will occur in Council Bluffs, Iowa. But it's basically, so it's like Nebraska in the United States. There's Nebraska on the left, and then Iowa joins it on the right, and there's a river between them. Council Bluffs, Iowa is on the very western border of Iowa. Omaha, Nebraska is on the very eastern border of Nebraska. So basically, they're close enough that you could, be in either city within a couple, like 15 minutes. But technically, it takes place in Iowa. I don't know exactly the reason for this, but they still call it Nebraska Brick Days. So that is what it is. The hosting lug is Low Lug. That's LOLUG, which is Lincoln Omaha Lug. Nate Flood is actually one of the coordinators, and he's been goading Kale and I to go to Nebraska Brick Days for a couple years now. So we finally can do it this year. It works out well enough to where we'll have to stick to a pretty tight schedule, but we can make it work. So that's next week. We leave on Wednesday. We're driving out there. The event will set up on Friday. The show will be Saturday and Sunday, and then we'll drive back on Sunday. Finish the drive on Monday. I'm gonna be vlogging that. That's gonna be a lot of fun. New show, new territory. Haven't done it before. Should be awesome. Okay. S160 tender is back together. I'm gonna put my S160 back together. I had it taken apart to put the lights in it. I also took the rods off because I know Brickmania has a better printer now, so I am gonna get a set rather of the new rods instead. So I'm very much looking forward to that. So hopefully, I know Brickmania is going to be at Nebraska Brick Days, so I'm hoping I can just meet him there and get a bag of parts from him. So should be a lot of fun though. I'm seriously looking forward to the event. I have been for several months now. Like you do. I used some rods off of one of my old consolidations that's not really around anymore, just for the sake of having some on there for a little bit, but not anymore. Also, my light kit's out there, which means I'm gonna have to make sure that I get the rest of the parts. Did my S160 fall off a table? No. I had it apart to put my brick stuff light kit in, which I did, and I had a little bit of an issue putting the light kit in, so I sent it back to Rob at Brick Stuff. So he's getting that taken care of for me, and I'm gonna get it back from him at Nebraska. So that'll be good. Just gonna make sure that I end up taking all the pieces that I need to with me, which won't be an issue. They're all like right here and some over there. Not a big deal. I also did. I need a couple more parts, which I think Kayla has for me. But I need a couple more parts. But my bulkhead flat car over there is looking pretty good. I decaled it and I put the lumber load on. So yeah, I'm excited about that because it looks really good. Need a few more parts to secure the lumber load uh, all the way down, but it's in pretty good shape. Just need to make sure. It's just the pre-show standard, get everything done kind of thing. James Box is here. Welcome. Yeah, it's just before show. What I like doing is just to go through all my stuff and make sure that I have what I need. I'm not like missing a bunch of parts off of something, because I usually don't even look at my models or, and sometimes think about them between shows. And I like, uh, I like not to show up to somewhere and then just not be prepared for a show and just not have like be missing half of a passenger car, what have you. I hate for that to happen, and it doesn't necessarily ruin it, but like, hey, I really want to run my Penske K4. Oh, I'm missing a bunch of parts off of a passenger car for it. Oh man, that stinks. So I'm trying to prevent that as best I can. So that's the purpose of what I'm doing tonight. As my collection grows, obviously it's going to take longer. Has anyone built a cab forward? I can't remember. I think Carl Mahler is. I think that's his last name. He's in. He went to Brick Cascades recently, and he built one. I know he built one, which is pretty cool. Carl is definitely not a purist. Not saying obviously I'm not either, but he likes cutting up parts, which I gotta hand it to him. The engines that he produces, they do look pretty dope. So yeah, I gotta give him credit there. They do look pretty good. But yeah, I'm pretty confident he built one. Mason Mitchell, I'm glad you're here. All right, here's the S160. It's pretty much back together. Boom, minus the rods, of course. One second. There we go. All right, S160 is in good shape. Got the driver and fireman fig. I'm just gonna stuff him in the cab for now. And got the fireman hanging off the end on the tender. So I believe we're in good shape there. And a couple parts for underneath the boiler so I can make sure once I get there I don't have to take them off again to route the brick stuff wire. Good shape there. I wish I had finished my 280, or I wish I had been able to. I wish I had it more finished by this point, is what I'm trying to say, but I don't, unfortunately. But that is what it is. Can't do anything about it now, and it's really not much to look at, anyways. I've been designing it on LDD, and I'm pretty happy with it at this point, but needs some detail work for sure, and then we'll be in really good shape. Hope you guys are all having a wonderful weekend. I apologize. I think I ended my last live stream, which was I was building my S160. I'm pretty sure that's what I was doing, and I said something along. I'm pretty sure I said something along the lines of I'm gonna wait until I get my brick stuff lights and put them in there, and then film my S160 on my apartment floor. Which I did put my lights in, but I had a problem putting them in, so I sent it back to Rob, and it, it was a freak accident, unfortunately, but it is what it is. So um, I sent it back to Rob, and he's fixing it, like I said. So that's the reason why I haven't posted a video of it yet, which I definitely need to. and I will probably very soon after I get back from Nebraska, because I I have really enjoyed having my S160 so far, but I just haven't had a good opportunity to use it very much. All right, that's the S160 taken care of. My flat car in Sherman from Brickmania, still looking pretty awesome. Haven't done much with this other than just enjoyed looking at it because it's really cool, of course. Gotta pack that up. And then I guess I can show you the bulkhead flat car at the moment. Here we go. So this is my bulkhead flat car. It's the one that I modeled for BMR. Missed a couple parts for the bulkheads, but nothing major. And I did the decals on the lumber load, and I kind of staggered them and split them up, and like like there's ones going around corners here and stuff like that. So I thought it was more realistic than just applying one per every you know every 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 part of it. So I think that looks a lot better. I'm really happy with it. Use 611 going to Strasbourg reunited with 475. I'm excited about that. I'm gonna be there. Hopefully just be taking a ride and doing some rail fanning on one of those days. Looking forward to it. That's the foamers are gonna be wild, but I'm still looking forward to it. You know, a lot of fun. Oh, Mark, uh, ran your S160 for 12 hours at Brickworld Indy. That's fantastic to hear. Yeah, Kale and I engineered the crap out of the drivetrain, so we haven't uh, we haven't broken ours yet. So I doubt you'll break yours anytime soon. Um, Louis, you didn't miss much. I just put a couple extra parts back onto my tender because I had taken them off, and then put my S160 back together because I had taken off some parts for the light to put the lights in, and figuring out what I should work on after that. You didn't miss much. Oh, Richard, you still have a caboose to rebuild for Nebraska? Yeah, I guess you do. I won't have a caboose for Nebraska. Actually, I'm lying. BMR will have two new cabooses for Nebraska. Not including the Mopac, we're building the Reading and the Atchison Topeka Santa Fe version of our upcoming extended vision caboose. Kale's getting the parts for him, so looking forward to that. That'll be all. Well, we're probably going to do a live build at the show because we won't have time to do it beforehand. But what can you do? Also, I this is just random, but I made this brick badge. It's like a BMR, the BMR logo, and I need to get tiles printed for right there. Richard's probably going to do that at some point. Paco Dado, hey ho, welcome to the stream. Hope you guys are all enjoying it. By the way, I hope it's not too boring. Um, I just wanted to felt like live streaming because I haven't in a while, and I haven't made any videos in a while. That is, so I'm going for it. All right, so next thing to do, I've got my B70 baggage car there, and I need to get a few more parts, put a few parts back onto it. I'm missing a ladder, and I'm missing a 1x3 tile. At least it's what I can see. Wonder who can do that printing. Printing tomorrow. Send me a message of off the stream. Oh, that was what I asked. I asked you for those 2x4 tiles in white. That's what I needed. But not to worry about that. Or do you have 1x6 tiles in white? If you got those, that'll be a good substitute, and I'll just use one of the BMR printed 2x2s. If you got those, just let me know real quick, and I'll message you as soon as I'm done streaming. Oh, Chase, how's the PB coach coming along? It's not right now. We've got so much other things to work on. We haven't. People have been asking, and I feel bad, but we haven't worked on the T1 in a little while because we've had a lot of other things that we have really had to allow to take priority. But sometimes that is just how it goes. Nothing, and unfortunately, there's often not a lot I can do about it. I wish we were farther along, but I'm not. I'm neither worried nor concerned because it's still still going to be awesome, and it's still going to be done when it's done. So there you go. Let's see. Will I be selling kits at the event? Yeah, we should be. We've had to fill out some paperwork for that, but we have it all sent in, and we should be able to we should be able to be a legitimate vendor at the show without any issues. If not, there's nothing I can do about it. But we we did what we think we needed to do. So as of right now, it's a yes. Let's see. Don't have any freighter passenger cars, cabooses, and locomotives. Yeah, you got to have something to go in between those, all that stuff. I for sure have two. Oh, you do? I thought you said you didn't. Maybe I'm just wrong. I thought you said you did not have 2x4 tiles in white. Looking forward to the T1. That will be your first actual Lego train. Yeah, I hope you can get one. We're looking forward to having it out. Obviously, you got to still have a long way to go before then. And I keep getting very frequently asked about, hey, how's the T1 going? Have you made any more progress on the T1? When's the T1 going to come out? You know, because just like in the real preservation world, when's 4014 going to be done? When's 844 going to run next? When's 611 going to run? All that stuff. Same thing with what we're doing. I don't super mind though. It does get annoying sometimes to answer the same questions over and over again, but I know you guys mean well, so I have no problem with it. Didn't at the time, do now. Okay, cool. I will message you after the stream then, because I definitely have a use for them, and they shouldn't take very long to print at all. And Kale should be able to send whatever artwork I can't send you, or that you don't already have. Thinking of building a brick model railroader kit? Well, why are you still thinking about it? Why haven't you done it already? I'm kidding. Not really, but I think we make good stuff, but I'm going to let it speak for itself, and people are free to form their own opinions. It's the way the world works. I certainly enjoy working on everything that I have for BMR, and it's always something that it gets stressful at times because there's a lot of stuff to do, a lot, but it's I wouldn't be doing it if I didn't enjoy it. That doesn't mean that there are some things that I still don't enjoy about it, but you know, part of the job, I guess. Let's see. BMR kits are great. I have 2 box cars, the Mopac caboose built right now, slowly gathering. Oh yeah. Yeah, I really want you to build. I really hope you can build one of the insulated box cars because, well, you printed the tiles for them, so you gotta make one of those, or a bulkhead, but you know you can choose. Let's see. Let's see. Will the PB coach be an instruction kit? Yes, I believe whatever the Reading used for rambles back in the day, that's what we're gonna make premium instructions of those cars. We don't have everything planned out down to the last detail yet, but that is part of the plan. We are working on them. We basically will be completely redesigning the ones that we have because the ones that we have are not ours, and they have several. They Josh Sanders built them. Josh is a Penn Lug member that unfortunately doesn't come to a lot of stuff anymore. Just not for bad reasons, but he's just not in the hobby anymore. Josh built them a while back, and they're definitely different. Josh doesn't like actually connecting bricks together, so every single door and every single one of those cars that we have is just held in by friction and prayers. So they get kind of annoying. So Kale and I have to we'll basically be redesigning them from the ground up. But we're not gonna modify Josh's cars. We'll be giving them back to him at some point. But that's the state that's in. But yes, to answer your question, I talk a lot, and I apologize. But yes, the Reading cars that we have shown will be premium instructions. They probably will be released for a limited time. like I said, we haven't completely figured that out yet. I'm looking in my parts bin right now, so if it gets too loud with me rustling through parts, I'm gonna mute my mic. I'll look at the chat. Hopefully it isn't. Yes, the BMR Loco is a T1. We announced that back in the first weekend of January, and to much fanfare and appreciation from everyone. Everybody seems to be really excited for it, and Kayla and I definitely share in those feelings. It's I love the way it turned out. I hope you do too, and I'm really excited about making it a kit. It's gonna be awesome. I can't find the piece that I need in here, and I don't wanna I don't wanna comb through all my bins right now. I'll see if I have one out. Let me read the chat. Planning on making any other kits of coaches? Absolutely, we will. Just a matter of when and what ones. That's the questions right now. Feel like listening. Feel chill to listen like a live podcast Q&A. I'm sorting. Oh, glad you're enjoying your evening. Hard to pick out a particular one. Well, right now we don't have anything in stock, so we might have like a couple bulkhead flat cars left. So if you wanted to do something now, that's your only choice. Not going to have any excursions this year until Strasbourg. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but we can only accept what we're given at this point, unless one of us becomes high enough up in Amtrak or Norfolk Southern, which would be nuts. But bulkhead instructions too. Oh yeah, there you go. I'm gonna mute my mic and check the other part spins that I have because I need a ladder piece. I'll be right back, guys. I'm still looking. Sorry, guys. I'm gotta find a part. All right, I found one. Here we go. All right. There. All right. With this, I believe my B70 baggage car is back in good shape. I have old bearings on this, and I need to replace them. I have them all inserted into 1x1 Technic bricks, which is a terrible idea because they can like rotate just enough to where they become out of alignment. But all good now. One more part, 1x2 tile, or plate rather, easy to find. Boom. All right. There we go. Need to sort my parts. Yeah, I know. Haven't looked at the website in a while. Yeah. Can't wait till Philly. Yeah, I'm actually sorry to say I'm not going to be going this year. I know I'm very sure anyways that I said I would be at an earlier time, but that's not the case anymore. So if you're looking forward to going this year and hanging out with me or meeting me or what have you, I sincerely apologize. Can't make it work this year, and I do. I wish I didn't have to. I wish it didn't have to be that way, but uh, it is what it is at this point, and I'm not registered. I won't be able. Oh, shoot! Almost dropped my baggage RPO. I haven't registered for Philly. I won't be able to register at this. Well, I can, but um, registration is actually getting really expensive, and I'm not in a position to be able to pay for that right now. Especially considering the fact that I can only attend so many Lego events a year at this point because I have limited vacation days from work. So Philly got bumped down. I was gonna go for the weekend and hang out, but it turns out that the Penn Lug layout won't be there either because uh, it's Philly Brickfest is kind of, at least for us, and I don't want to put words in anybody else's mouths, but so this is just my personal opinions. But Philly Brickfest has gotten to the point where it's just a lot of work to set up for a show that I really could take or leave being at. Uh, I'm sorry. That I could really take or leave being at in the first place. Is like when I go to Philly, I don't usually walk around and see all the other all the other stuff. It's pretty much just my entire time there is pretty much solely spent at the layout and running trains. Partly because I feel like I have to, because it's a lot of work to set up the layout, and I want to be able to enjoy the little time that I do have at the layout now. So, and that combined with the actual cost of getting out there, like I said, cost of registration is doesn't help either. So a lot of those things combined together just make for the fact that I personally won't be going, and there won't be a Penn Lugway out there this year either. Um, that said, we're not. It's not like we're not going to go to Philly ever again. It's just we need to we need to uh, accept the fact that it's an event that we are not gonna be super interested in unless things change, which they may. I have no, I honestly have no idea. It's that's out of the realm of my control. Or our layout gets a lot easier to set up, which we're working on. What actually one of the things that we will be doing this year is kind of taking a little bit of an off season, if you will, with the pen leg layout. What we're gonna do is um, Kale and I specifically, and obviously anybody else who feels like pitching in, we're going to be sitting down and figuring out what do we need to change with the layout, what what's bad about it right now, which we already have a lot of thoughts on, and what do we want to change, what do we need to change, what are we going to do to make it easier to set up and stuff like that. So we've had all these thoughts in our head for a while, and we just kind of need a good reason to uh, chill out for a while and actually implement some of these changes that we've been thinking about. So that's one of the things that we're going to be doing this year, starting at the time that we're not going to Philly, that we're not going to be at Philly with. I guess if rearrange those words and it'll make sense. But that's what we're gonna be doing this year, which in my mind it's very necessary at this point because um, there are a lot of things that we could do better with on our layout. Um, it needs to be we need to be able to set it up and tear it down a lot easier than it is, or a lot easier than it currently is to do. So that's definitely one of the things that we're gonna address. And I guess the other biggest thing is that um, Kale and I, for sure, I know, are just absolutely completely sick and tired of R40 switches. We have because one of the things that we always want to do at shows is like switch around the yard and like move locomotives from the roundhouse and stuff like that. Just like actually use it like a model railroad instead of just a train layout. That's one of the things that we always really want to do at shows, but by the time that the actual show hours come around and we're actually finished setting up, we're so tired from setting up that we have no interest in actually getting out there and wrestling with all the tight switches and everything like that. It's just we don't want to do it at that point. So that's basically the biggest other thing that we're going to change is that we're gonna we're gonna switch everything to larger curves, which hopefully we should be getting unless something bad happens, which hoping it doesn't, but unless something bad happens, we'll be getting them coming year. So yeah, that's basically it's a really long-winded answer. I'm sure I was answering somebody's question there, but there you go. There's all the information you needed to know and more. All right, I need a telescope piece to finish my baggage RPO. I don't know if I even have one of those, so hopefully I do because I hate I hate not having pieces on my cars. Even if they do fall off sometimes, I hate not having them there. It's like I always make it a point to walk around the layout several times during a show and pick up all the pieces that I think fell off of my stuff or fell off of other people's stuff. Because as robust as I and obviously other people can build, it still does happen. It is Lego, and we don't use glue. So there you go. What is the next set up for Penlug other than Nebraska Brick Days? Brick World. But the thing about that is that it's unconfirmed yet, but we may not be having the Penlug layout there either. Partly for the same reasons, and other partly because we're working on. Well, we've developed a modular standard. I have to finish the article for it, but it's all compiled in a really nice document. We've compiled a modular standard, which is basically it's based off of the Fremo standard, which you can Google that if you want. But we've set this up, and so we're actually planning on having a Lego modular layout at Brickworld this year, and it's possibly will not replace, but it will take this place of this year for the Penlug layout because we can't do both, and we can't. And some of the guys from Texas are going to go. At least one of them, that is going to go and do the is going to go and have fun with the modular stuff. Not that that's a bad thing; it's actually great because we want to make a good impression with it. So there's a less than normal number of available people that can actually operate the Penlug / Texas brick layout in the first place. So we might just what we're probably going to do at this point is just join the modular layout with some stuff, which is also going to be really cool. I say that as if I'm going to Brickworld Chicago, but I'm not. Which like I said, limited vacation days from work. I can only do so many events a year now, and Nebraska Brick Days is just what it's going to be this year. So let's see. What's the standard height for the new tables? We don't have a table height. We have a rail height, which is 37 and 3/16 inches, if I remember correctly. So basically, if you imagine a 36-inch table with a Mills module on it plus Penlug ballasted track, so it's like 36-inch table, base plate, Mills, which I think is 36-inch table, Mills, which is base plate brick plate, then Penlug ballast, which is 2 plates, and then track. So I think that's 36-inch table, base plate, 2 bricks, track. That's what that's basically our only height requirement is, and we're not having any gradients on mainline track. That's a definite no, and that's written into the standard. Branch lines are going to be a little bit more. We have to get a show behind us first before we work all the rest of that stuff out. But branch lines will be a little bit more forgiving on stuff like that. So people who build modules will be able to do a little bit more of what they particularly want to do. But mainline module you have to have if you want to participate, I believe. So, yep, Richard confirms. There you go. Richard is going to be our first layout chief. Basically, the layout chief is the one that's coordinating each event. So Richard is in charge of the event for Brickworld Chicago, and I don't have a telescope piece. I don't know where I would have one. I need one more. It goes right here. We are definitely going to learn a lot at Brickworld about what does and does not work. I'm looking forward to it though. Even though it just means I'm going to have to do a bunch more writing, because I've basically been the one to write all of the stuff down as far as the standard goes. It's pretty much been, once the rules have been compiled, Sean Lazars was working on a document which turned out to be a PowerPoint, which, no offense to him, but he's not a train guy, and I know what would work better for this kind of a thing. So I made a very nice lengthy Word document. So it should be much easier to use anyways. Still looking for that telescope piece. I really hope I have one spare. This is the last place that I can look that I might have one. Or second to last, but hope is dwindling, unfortunately. It doesn't look like I have one at all at this point. There we go. Notification for an eBay auction. Hopefully I'll win. Yeah, nothing. No luck. Alright, that stinks. It's not super crucial, but yeah, what we tried to do with it is just make it so that it's a very general standard to use. So instead of having it be really specific, obviously we're trying to make it so that a lot of people can use it, and it can be adopted just about anywhere and used effectively. More importantly, just about anywhere. Did I miss the stream, or are you just late? No, you're just late. I'm just out here working on putting stuff back together for making sure I have my ducks in a row for Nebraska Brick Days. Just with the exception of one telescope piece, I've just finished my baggage mail car, my Pennsy baggage mail car. I don't run these cars a lot, which I should because I have a nice K4 to use them with, but I need to put the bearings back in them, and also I only have half of the train at this point, so I should run them more is the point, but yeah, there we go. Alright, I think that box is good. 2 more to go, and then I have to pack the rest of it in, all the new stuff, like my bulkhead flat car S160 and flat car and tank. Then I have to get the caboose, which I have on my desk at work. need to get that out and bring that home rather than put it in the box, which I'll do Monday. All right, what do we got next? Box number 2. Ah, yes. This is the box of random stuff. I have the Brick Stuff Light kit, or the Brick Stuff Signal kit. This is a prototype, and I am not going to show off too much of it because I've been asked not to, so I won't. But this is let me just say, Brick Stuff, Rob at Brick Stuff has got a really cool concept going for a working signal that you can, like a wayside signal that you can just kind of put down next to your track, and it'll work like it'll simulate a block signal. So that is being worked on, and hopefully it'll move past the prototype phase this year. We had a prototype at Cantini Park. Had a prototype at Cantini Park, and it worked all right. But we, Rob wants to make it even better, so that's what he's been working on since then. Got my Great West caboose. I took the tiles off of the Toy Story train and put them on there just because I think it looked okay. I made that a while ago and haven't. I don't really put it out because it doesn't really fit with anything, and it's kind of just kind of basic. But I keep it around anyways. I don't necessarily think I might just keep it here and save the space in my bins. Um, what do I use to pack? What do I pack my trains in? I use Sterilite bins of whatever size this is, which actually it's 26.5 inch long, 16 wide, and 6 5/8 high. They perfectly fit 4 Pennsy passenger cars. Like might could fit a fifth one in there, but might be tight. But I use those. I have 3 of them, and I'm gonna need a fourth pretty soon. So there's it with the steps on, just some headlight bricks. I like that caboose still. Very classic for me, and I have enjoyed having it. Got the decorative sides to my Penske K4 tender, which just constantly fall off. But I'm going to keep these out and hopefully put the parts back on that I'm missing from them, and hopefully find the fourth one, so I can actually put them back on and have it, look good. All right, what am I missing off of my 10-wheeler? Well, my fireman's bouncing around inside the cab, so that's not good. My classic 10-wheeler. The cab is way too big, but it's kind of a caricature of a locomotive as it is anyways. It's classic. Similar container wrap each car with padding. Yeah, I use bubble wrap. It works really well. Each car has got a cut piece of bubble wrap, and it's got its own space in each bin. There's my 10-wheeler. Classic stuff. What I'd like to do at some point, and I don't know if it's definitely will not be anytime soon because I have so many other things that I want to do first. But what I kind of like to do at some point is to build a new 10-wheeler, and basically a new freelance 10-wheeler, but do it with build it and model it with the skills that I have now, because I think it obviously would turn out a lot better than this one, except that one was good for the time. But I'd like to do that at some point, just kind of go back to some more simple stuff and do a little bit of freelance modeling, proto freelance, I guess. Looking for parts to put back onto my tender now. Only missing a few. Yeah, dividers at a foam core in some boxes. Yeah, what I'd like to do is get put that on wrong. I always think that you can never have too much padding. Always helps in my mind. Alright, there's my tender. Way oversized for the actual kind of tender that it is, but I like it. This is also good because sometimes I just kind of throw stuff into these bins and don't actually need it, so good to actually clean them up and take out what I don't need. Alright, there's my my K4 tender. I definitely need to replace the traction tires on that. I'll have to do that at some point. Not now though, I don't have any. This thing weighs a lot. I have a couple pounds of lead weight sitting directly over the motors. Help tractive effort. Totally worth it in my opinion. And then my K4, I don't think I'm missing anything off of this bad boy. Love this engine. Even though Kale will always say it's the wrong color, I don't care. I think it looks really good in dark green. And I'm sticking to that. If I remember correctly, this was one of the first or the first locomotive that was built using the double XL drivers, and they work pretty well. I've never had a legitimate problem with them. They roll really smooth. And I hand pinstriped it myself. Turned out pretty well. It's one of my definitely one of my more sharp engines in my opinion. I have to rebuild the Crusader at some point. Definitely have to do that. And I will. It's just other things you gotta do other things first. This thing's heavy. Villager train's heavy, so if they crash into anything, they just stop. It's a science lesson. There's a science lesson in there somewhere. Nope, that's not gonna work. Gotta make sure I pack them in properly. Okay, let me catch up on the chat. When will the BMR steam locomotive come out? Don't know yet. We haven't worked on it recently because we've had to focus on Nebraska Brick Days, which is next week now, and among other things. We are working on, though last time we did work on it, we are putting it through LDRAW, getting the locomotive modeled in LDRAW so we can make the instructions for it. There are still several things that we have to figure out with the actual production thing, but we can figure those things out, be it one solution or another. That can be worked out, and I'm not worried or concerned about any of that. So just stuff that we got to cross, bridge we got to cross when we get there. Mason's got to go. See you later, man. Hope you enjoyed. Works great except for the ends of the caboose. Yeah. That's that is what it is. I did what I could on that caboose. I tried to model it or the truck so that, excuse me, I built the truck so that they hopefully support the end platforms a little bit better. I don't know. I haven't had a problem. We haven't had a problem with ours, so I don't know. I don't know what's going on with yours, but did I glue the 3D printed drivers? No, I did not. I've only ever used glue once on a locomotive, my first iteration of my K4, and I have redesigned that area so it doesn't need it anymore, so I have no glue. T1 is going to be at Nebraska. We're probably not going to bring Josh's cars because we don't want to deal with them, and we haven't run freight with it yet, but the T1 will be at Nebraska. Kale's got a couple of things that he'll be fixing with it. Over the next couple days. It'll be fixed by the time he gets to my apartment to pick me up. So there you go. Oh, that's right. You haven't seen the T1 yet. We actually haven't really had the T1 at an event yet. Well, we had it at WGH, and we kind of had it at Canteen Park. We didn't really, obviously, Canteen Park occurred before we formally announced it, but we had it there. If you saw the video of the T1 on the article that we posted for it when we announced it, that was taken at Canteen Park on the LTC layout, which they were very gracious hosts. All right, time to comb through a little bit of parts. Hopefully I can find enough to rebuild when I need to of my tender truck facades. Getting text messages left and right. I'm live streaming. Hope you guys are all having a great weekend, by the way. Hope you've had a good spring break, or will, or hope it's going well, or what have you. If you don't get one, I hope the school year is going well, or if you're not in school, I hope the rest of your life is going well. There, I think I covered about everything. All right, there's one rebuilt. Person, no. Oh yeah, you're gonna love it, Richard. So it's awesome. I love it. And I like Reading probably more than you do, but I have a feeling you can at least appreciate it. All right. You guys working on? Are you guys any of you guys working on any fun projects? I've been working on on a couple locomotives, a 280 and another one, which I'm gonna just keep under wraps. I've been working on a few suburban cars, and today I was working on a baggage car. Well, 3 baggage cars, but they're all pretty close together, so it's almost one baggage car, but the details are different. But that's nitpicking. That's the word I'm looking for. Um, Opinion on 5 stud wide narrow gauge trains. That sounds awesome. Um, do you mean the width of the train is 5 studs, or what? I don't know what the 5 stud is in this case, but yeah, it sounds cool. I've always wanted to see Talon Railway modeled a little bit more. It's kind of hard to do though. Moving on to rolling stock next. Yeah, I'm looking forward. Rolling stock's always necessary. What? Oh man, lost an eBay auction. Oh well. Got bid sniped. Is what it is. Really wanted that item, but I can't do anything about it now. That's okay. Life goes on. Anyways. Not a PR T1, it's a Reading T1. Train is 5 studs wide, runs on the 4 stud wide track. Okay. Got it. Work stuff, working on a 260 steamer. Nice. Is that like one of the ones that like Rob is building, or a different one? Like a logging engine, or not? Oh, working on. Wait, are you building like a Reader Railroad, the Reader Railroad engine? That's down there, isn't it? I can't remember if that's a 260 or not. It might not be. Could just be completely wrong. I have no idea. I don't remember. Ask what are we? Oh, I'm sorry. I missed that. Oh, right. I remember now. I've seen it. Looking good. Sorry about that. completely blanked there for a second. Um, it's cool though. There's no good way to pack the turret on my Sherman. It's just there's no good way to pack that. Dardanelle and Russellville. Oh, shoot. Dropping parts. Sounds cool. I like it. Sounds familiar. I just can't remember it in my head. Can't picture it in my head. Okay, that's packed together. Let's see. Probably should put my S160 in there. I can do that. I love the way my S160 feels when I pick it up. Just so big and bulky. Feels like a really solid engine, and it sure is. Oh, the engineer just fell out and died. Oh well. And it's shorter than all my other engines, so it's scaled a little bit better. That's good. Tender. Leave my caboose here. Set it off on my desk. There we go. Put the other parts with it. Make sure I got all the other parts. Let's see. I don't think that there's anything else. I'm just going to double check. Oh, shoot. That would be important. Oh, I'm dropping everything. My goodness. Show. Always one for last minute. Yeah, I do it some, but I try to keep it. I try not to do it because, well, there's nothing saying that I can't, but you know, sometimes I just try not to do it anyways. But okay, if I remember correctly, I just need those parts, and everything else is correct on it. So pack that up, and we're good. Wow, I'm never putting the engineer in the cab again. He just always falls out. Anyways. Alright, there's them. Don't need to bring my Brickmania Jeep, I guess. I guess I put my, oh, gotta put the S160 tender in there, that's for sure. Need that. I guess my caboose and my bulkhead flat car can fill out the remaining space. Just don't have anything to wrap the caboose with. Actually, I might have something. I have some bubble wrap over here. Yes, I do. Fantastic. Oh, it's at Mid-Continent. That's why. I'm not as familiar with what Mid-Continent has on hand. But, nice. Don't need that. Bulkhead flat car's got to be the most awkward thing in the world to pack. Confirmed it is. Doesn't want to sit in here nicely at all. Alright. Do this the easier way. Umber load kind of sticks together. Hopefully if I pack it well, it won't actually all just separate and go everywhere. But there's that. And that's pretty much all of this stuff taken care of, so that's good. S160 tenders in there, kind of weird, but that's fine. And my batteries, an extra couple of wires, because you never know what you need. Extra IR receiver. Go ahead and put my remote in here while I'm at it. That's all good. I don't think I have anything else out on my desk that I need. Oh, there's my other battery. I was looking for that. Toss that in there. Name badge. That's in there. Taken care of. One more bin to go through just to make sure. 2 out of 3 done. Alright, just got my Crusader. This is probably going to be more or less just a quick look over because I don't think anything in here is really in bad shape. Crusader I know is in good shape. Atlantic I know is in good shape. I do have a couple parts sitting out that I know go to it, so I gotta look for them. I won't be able to find them tonight now that I actually need them. That's always how it works, isn't it? No such luck. It's 2 1x1 rounds and warm, and the pearl gold stuck together. It's not a hard part to find, but I don't know where it is. I had it sitting out on my desk a couple weeks ago. I know for sure. Why am I packing my trains? I'm going to Nebraska Brick Days next week, out in Council Bluffs, Iowa. There they are. Because that name makes sense for an event that isn't in Nebraska, but far be it from me to tell them how to do their job. I mean, they're the ones that are sponsoring Penn Rugby out there anyways. So myself, Kale Leapart, and Jay Steinhurst are all going. We've got a pretty tight schedule, and it's that's what it's going to be like. It's going to be pretty crazy at sometimes, but we got to make it work one way or another. So that's that's all I have to say about that. Tank car is looking a little worse for the wear because of the walkways, but not worried about that. I'm gonna do this real quick. Replace a part my whistle on my Atlantic from a gray piece to an actual chrome gold piece because that's gonna look a lot better. There. And I think that's everything taken care of except for the caboose, which I need to get, which I don't have on hand right now, but I'll have space for it as long as I leave these out and I can remember what I need to do. All right. I believe I'm ready for Nebraska Brick Days now, except for packing my clothes, but never went to Nebraska. Well, I'm going this year because I have to see 4023 and across the river. That's hopefully we can do that Saturday night. I know they light up. They have lights in that area, so I'm hoping to go out there and see it anyways. Go. All right. I think that's about it. If you guys have any other questions, I'd be happy to answer them. If you know, stuff like that, just while I'm live streaming, I'd be happy to answer them. But that basically takes care of it. I've got all 3 bins packed up and ready to go. And I don't believe I'll need to be taking anything else other than obviously a suitcase. So just gonna make a note to myself and get my caboose from work, but I can do that. And be all set. I think we're good. Last minute checks in my head. I can't think of anything, so I believe we're okay. Yeah, I've been working on a 280. I'm making a 9 stud wide tender, so this is what I have for it so far. Which isn't much, but I don't have a lot of good parts on hand anymore. I kind of just order what I need, so that's okay though. And then the actual locomotive is sitting over here. I have the pilot sort of done. I can kind of show that off just because it's easy, but I need a bunch of monopods for it. But that's basically how it is so far. It's my 280 here is basically a mechanical copy of RS-160. The drivetrain is the same. The rear wheel on it, the rear driving wheel is extended 1 stud, is spaced out further 1 stud, but it's still, the rest of it's pretty much identical. So I know it's gonna work, which is a good thing. Oh, Dawson's here. Sorry you missed the main part of the stream. I was packing up all my stuff and making sure I have everything I need for Nebraska Brick Days next week, which I do. But I'm taking care of all that now, so we turn it into Q&A now, I guess. Kale's texting me. We talk a lot. We spent like 2.5 hours on the phone last night. More than that, even. Oh, man. Well, I believe I'm going to end the live stream here then. Hope you guys have all enjoyed watching. Like I've said before numerous times, I'll be at Nebraska Brick Days next week. Really looking forward to that. The schedule is going to be kind of rough, but what's going to happen is next Wednesday, Kayla is going to be here pick me up, get all my stuff. We're gonna drive to Jay's house and spend the night there, and then finish the trip to basically the hotel and the venue are right next to each other. We're gonna get there on Thursday night, set up on Friday. Setup is gonna be kind of rough because, you know, I wish we had more people, but we're gonna make it work. Um, good night, Lauren. I hope you enjoyed. Um, we're gonna make it work, and so we'll make that, yeah, we'll make that work. The show will be Saturday and Sunday. We're looking forward to that. BMR is going to be have a presence there. We'll be selling kits. We will be doing our second round of train awards. We'll have awards for best steam, best diesel, best rolling stock, best landscape, and best structure. So that's going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to. I'll probably end up handing that out again. Um, it's similar to what we did at MRA, but it'll be nice. Um, yeah, so the event will run through Sunday. We'll get to hang out with. I'll get to meet Nate Flood. I haven't met him yet. I'm looking forward to that. We just kind of missed each other at events, so I haven't met him yet. But he'll be there this time. It's a home show for him. Brickmania is going to be there. I'll get to hang out with Dan Siskind and Lando and Cody and Adam. Adam will be there, I believe. So that'll be fun. Um, we'll have the BMR T1 there. We'll run that some. Uh, shouldn't have any problems with it. The minor issues that we did find, which were just regarding the 3D printed parts, nothing, and even still nothing major. That's being fixed. So it'll be fine for then. So the event will end on Sunday. We'll be packing up and hitting the road that night, um, and then I'll be back here by the end of the day on Monday. So it's going to be a crazy few days, but I'm looking forward to it nonetheless. It's going to be a really fun event, and I will be doing an event vlog for it. Haven't done one in a while, so that's gonna be a lot of fun. Can't wait. Can't wait. I've been looking forward to going to this event for several months now. And it is really nice of the coordinators to be able to sponsor Penlug out there. So that certainly helps. And even if it is going to be my pretty much my only Lego event this year, I'm still looking forward to it a lot. So it'll be fun, and I hope you guys enjoyed the vlog that results from it. I'm probably disclaimer. I'm probably going to seem really tired during some parts of it because I'm sure I will be, but that's not going to make it less fun. So with that, leave the live stream here. Thank you all very much for watching once again. I hope you enjoyed. Um, hope to catch you all later. Hope to I don't know where I was going with that. Hope you all enjoyed. And oh wait, uh, favorite kit other than the one that me and Kale made. Let's see. Trying to think of a quick answer. I like the Corsair. It's my favorite plane. They did a really good job with Cody did a really good job with both of those models. I'm pretty sure Cody did both of them. He did the new one. I'm not sure if he did the old one. I really like the B-17. I love that. And PT-109. Obviously, it's going to be the biggest kit that they've made, but I love PT-109. I loved watching the video for it, seeing all the detail that Dan packed into it. So that might be my favorite. But anyways, I'll leave it there. Thank you for watching once again. If you have any questions for me, be sure to contact me off stream. I'd be happy to answer them further. Um, and by the way, be sure to follow me on Instagram if you don't already. You can find me by searching Glen Holland Streamline Bricks or at Emperor of the North Pole. That's what I go by on Instagram. So, and I'm not really on any other social media, so you can just follow me there, talk to me there, and I respond pretty quickly. So there you go. Thank you very much for watching once again. I hope you guys all enjoy your evening slash day slash morning wherever you are in the world. Thanks. I appreciate the support, and I'll talk to you all later.